In 1924, archaeologists began excavating a mound in the Sindh region of what is now Pakistan. They expected a modest Bronze Age settlement. What they found instead was a city of more than 40,000 people, with streets laid out on a perfect grid, houses equipped with private bathrooms, and a city-wide drainage system that would not be matched for nearly 4,000 years. The Indus Valley civilization, as it came to be known, was not a tribal village. It was a fully urbanized empire that at its peak covered more than 1.5 million square kilometers, larger than ancient Egypt and Mesopotamia combined, and yet no one had even known it existed. The engineering of the Indus cities challenges our understanding of what the Bronze Age was capable of. Mohenjo-Daro and Harappa were built with standardized, fire-baked bricks, every brick identical in proportion across dozens of cities spanning nearly 1,000 miles. Streets were arranged in precise north-south and east-west grids. Every major house had access to a private well, a bathing platform, and a drainage channel that connected to covered sewers running beneath the main streets. At the heart of Mohenjo-Daro stood the Great Bath, a waterproofed pool nearly 12 meters long and 2.5 meters deep, sealed with bitumen and surrounded by colonnaded rooms. This sophistication in hydraulic engineering was not matched in the Mediterranean world until the Roman Empire. At its height between 2600 and 1900 BCE, the Indus Valley civilization supported an estimated 5 million people across no fewer than 1,000 settlements. It was not a collection of warring city-states. No evidence of standing armies, fortified palaces, or royal tombs has ever been found. Instead, the Harappans built granaries, dockyards, and craft production centers at immense scale. Seals carved from steatite depict bulls, elephants, and unicorn-like figures. These seals have been found as far away as Mesopotamia, evidence of an active maritime trade network that connected the Indus ports to the cities of Sumer and the Persian Gulf. The Harappans traded cotton, carnelian beads, lapis lazuli, and copper, raw materials that sustained an economy spanning 2 great river systems. And yet, for all this sophistication, the Indus people left behind a mystery that no technology has been able to crack. Over 4,000 carved seals and inscriptions have been recovered, bearing a script of more than 400 distinct symbols. It has never been deciphered. Unlike Egyptian hieroglyphs, there is no Indus Rosetta Stone. No bilingual inscription exists to bridge the gap between their symbols and a known language. The script is short. Most inscriptions are only 4 or 5 symbols long, and no text longer than 26 characters has been found. We do not know the names of their rulers. We do not know their gods by name. We cannot read a single sentence they wrote. This discovery underscores the complexity of ancient societies and their untold stories. A civilization of immense scale that remains largely silent. Around 1900 BCE, the great cities of the Indus began to empty. Mohenjo-Daro, Harappa, Rakhigarhi, one by one, their populations dispersed. For much of the 20th century, scholars invoked an Aryan invasion theory, imagining Indo-European warriors sweeping down from the north and destroying the Harappan cities. That theory has been largely set aside by modern archaeology and ancient DNA research. What the evidence now points to is slower and more devastating: climate change. Around 2200 BCE, a global climatic shift known as the 4.2 kilo-year event disrupted monsoon patterns across South Asia. The rivers that sustained Indus agriculture, particularly the Ghaggar-Hakra system, which many identify with the lost Sarasvati River, began to dry up. With failing crops and dwindling water, the Harappan urban network could no longer sustain itself. There was no single catastrophic event, just a slow, irreversible unraveling. This finding highlights how a civilization that built the most advanced cities of the ancient world was ultimately undone not by conquest, but by a changing climate. The Indus Valley civilization was not destroyed. It was abandoned. Its people migrated eastward and southward, merging with other populations and carrying their knowledge into the communities that would eventually give rise to the cities of the Ganges Plain. 4,000 years later, their script remains unread and their cities lie in ruins. But the Indus Valley civilization reveals a pulse of truth about human ingenuity and human fragility that still resonates today. If you want to explore more lost civilizations and the mysteries they left behind, hit the like button, subscribe, and leave a comment telling us which ancient story you want us to uncover next.